Far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable end of the western spiral arm of the galaxy lies a small, unregarded yellow sun. Orbiting this at a distance of roughly 92 million miles is an utterly insignificant little blue-green planet whose ape-descended lifeforms are so amazingly primitive that two of them still think doing a podcast called Digital Watches Are a Pretty Neat Idea is a pretty neat idea. These podcasters have, or rather had, a problem, which was this. Actually, this is the solution.
We thought this podcast was a pretty neat idea. It's almost, but not quite, entirely unlistenable. We apologize for the inconvenience.
So, Jeff, what's this?
Well, Brian, if you remember at the end of last episode, I didn't tell our listeners what was next.
Oh my gosh, I bet they're stunned and disbelieving.
Right. And any astute, long-term listener would know that it's October. So it's time for our Season 4 review.
Is it really truly our Season 4 review?
Yes, it is. I told you it was going to get worse.
Uh-oh. Here I am. I'm setting up my comic book ready to look at it.
Well, you can keep looking at it because pretty much this entire year or this entire season was a comic book.
Oh my gosh. I have come unprepared to the party.
Yeah, so did I, but I couldn't wait to throw that at you.
Oh, but I do love the latest theme song. That was pretty awesome. Got a nice beat, and I think you could dance to it.
Right. She kind of drops the T in podcast and puts an extra syllable in inconvenience, but but I like it.
That makes it even more fun.
Right. And it's a little self-deprecating, which I thought would be a nice thing for a review episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I suppose I should be prepared to answer questions about the last year.
Now, this could be maybe our shortest episode ever. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility.
Because even though it wasn't all comic books, this season was all Dirk Gently.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Started out with the second series of the TV show. Which, coincidentally, is what they're covering in the comic book.
Right. Absolutely. Yep, that's true. Oh my gosh, can you remember all the way back then? I don't think I can remember all the way back then.
You don't have to remember very much. You just have to remember just vague thoughts of what you thought about it.
Vague thoughts as the year goes by. Oh my gosh.
There's our title.
Oh my gosh. By the way, I would like to know, what episode are we recording today?
Episode number?
Yes.
86.
86? Holy moly.
Yes. I know.
I can't believe that. Amazing.
87 if you count the trailer.
Oh,
but I
right.
don't.
That's right. Well,
So-
that's fair enough. Fair enough.
My metrics will tell me it's 87, but that was a 00 when I gave it a number.
Right. And probably when we started, we thought we'd have like 8 or 7 or, never got this far in our minds. That's for sure.
I guess I will agree that I thought I would get tired of you long ago. Or accurately, I thought you would just give up on this whole project long ago.
Well, you know me, I'm like a rash, slow to go away.
All right.
I'm sure that's the way all our listeners think of us,
Yes. Yes. All right. Enough about that. The first TV series was good. And it was, like we said, like the book. And we finished up season 3 with that. And then season 4 started with the second, which I called almost, but not quite entirely, unlike Dirk Gently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Love the show.
Oh, yeah.
Love the show.
Oh, I Bart is one of our favorite characters of all times. Well, in my opinion, it's almost a shame that Douglas Adams didn't write her.
Yes. But it wasn't like Douglas Adams writes.
No, not at all.
So it was Dirk Gently in name only. However, very entertaining.
Exactly.
The second season, which we called Boats, Trains, and Automobiles, was even better than the first season. Mm-hmm. And beyond more ridiculous.
Absolutely.
I think, like we mentioned, that there was no real surprise that people bailed on it very quickly. Because as soon as you see a guy with pink hair fighting with scissors, you think,
what the heck is this all about?
Do we really need to do this?
Right.
However, when it comes to the everything is connected,
right,
I think that did it brilliantly.
I agree.
So let's talk about some of the characters that are new and not in the book. And, we might as well start with the brother-sister, Todd and Amanda, and the pararibulitis.
Right. Did we ever look that up? Is that something actually real?
No, it is. It's completely fake. I did look it up. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's right. You did look that up. You did explain that to us when we were reviewing the initially.
Yes.
Fascinating, though. It's funny because it turns out that the actor playing Todd is just one of my favorite actors. I mean, he's been in a lot of different programs, as we already know,
Right.
I love his range. I mean, he truly has a good character arc in this show, and he does a good job of showing how he gets stretched emotionally from being a hero to being a tyrant.
Right.
So I did really enjoy that. I enjoy the actor. And Amanda's portrayal of the pararibulitis is good. And I'm trying to think.
The drummer.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say the drummer is hot.
Oh, the drummer is hot. Exactly. Yeah. And of course, that's where we get the Farscape characters bleeding into our Dirk Gently episodes.
Yes. And then, of course, there's Bart. And like we mentioned, the actress that played Bart was so fantastic and so believable in her menacing ways that, I don't know, I wish this series went on and on and on for as many seasons as shows like, what the hell's the name of it?
Firefly?
No, that's one less. Supernatural. Went, I don't know, might even still be going. 12 seasons, something like that. These kids are old men and they're still fighting ghosts. Still proud to say I've never, ever seen a single episode.
Right. It's interesting because I was just sitting here thinking about how we, enjoy going to conventions, and we've met so many actors and actresses, even though it's only 2 or 3 minutes, we've still met them. And I think we need to put her on a list. If she's ever at a convention, I think I'd love to have an autograph.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I just never thought of it till just now. So now she's going to have to go on my all-time find list.
Yes. But speaking of conventions and Supernatural, just something that I was doing at different conventions that I would go to. If there was a vehicle that was from a show, I would take a picture of the vehicle, just so I
Right.
had a collection of vehicles that were there. So the first one I ever got was the Mach 5 from Speed Racer. And I got the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine.
Right.
And I've got the Batmobile. And I have one of the Jurassic Park Jeep-like things. And at one convention, they had the supernatural car. I don't remember what kind of car it is. And they keep all their weapons in the trunk.
Right.
You had to pay to take a picture of the car. Not just you with the car, but if you wanted to take a picture of the car at all,
Oh, gosh.
you
Yeah.
had to pay.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Exactly.
what has this world come to?
Right. Well, isn't that, I mean, at the last convention we went to, wasn't that where they had a booth set up for the dog in Deadpool?
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, okay, that was the ugliest thing on the planet. so I understand
Right.
why someone might be interested in looking at it. But I'm
Right.
certainly not paying $50 to have my picture taken with it.
With the dog from Deadpool, right. Looked like a normal dog, though. All that was prosthetics.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so.
After we did the 2 TV series, then we got into the comic books. And it has been comic book after comic book after comic book. So the first one was Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. And that is how it is listed on comic book lists.
Right.
But it does have its own subtitle, which wasn't on the front or isn't listed, so I did not list it here. So I'm going to look it up real quick
Okay.
because I can't remember what it was. Oh, something about kings.
Right. Kings.
The interconnectedness of all kings.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Your favorite thing, a pun, right?
Oh, yes. And this is where they had the Egyptian gods coming in and
The golden phone,
the golden phone, yes.
Crowther, and the and our violinist.
Yep, the tea shop that was run by detective wannabes. And then after that, before going to the next one, I got to see the play live on stage.
Right.
Twice.
Right. And I'm still envious. I'm still thinking that I missed out.
Well, you did.
I did.
Can't say that you didn't, because if you're a Dirk Gently fan or a Douglas Adams fan and you have an opportunity wherever you are to see anything by even the lowliest community theater, support them for trying.
Right,
If
right.
nothing else. If nothing
Right.
else. For trying and giving you an opportunity to see something that you would never see.
Well, I tell you, you've had the opportunity to see the Dirk Gently play, but still, one of my favorite theatrical experiences was when I was down in San Antonio, and my wife and I went to the local community theater and saw Trailer Park, the musical.
Well, there you go.
It was
All right.
fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And the big theme song of the day was Make Like a Nail and Press On.
Okay, right. Well, if we're going to talk about obscure shows that we have all seen, the first show that my wife and I ever saw in Chicago was a small theater, and we went to see a play they had called Co-ed Prison Sluts.
And she stuck with you?
Yes. Honestly, it was kind of a test. This was long before we were married.
Oh,
And it
my
was
gosh.
if I'm reading through the paper, seeing what's playing, and I saw that, and I thought, let's find out where we stand with this kind of stuff. And she was, without hesitation, yes, let's go see it.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure that's a story she tells all her friends. That the perfect meet cute.
Were you? Yeah. You actually went to a show with us there. I don't know which you went to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a show called Your Butt.
Mm.
And one of the, I don't remember at all what the show was about, but the best part of it was when you were in line, the people that were checking bags and taking tickets and all of that kind of thing would ask you questions. So have you seen your butt? And that kind of thing. And you could just ask them back, is there music in your butt? And you just go back and forth, and it was hysterical. I know you were there for one, or at least you walked past the theater, because one of their shows was called Ayn Rand Gives Me a Boner.
Right, I remember that. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely support your local theater. In fact,
yes.
I get to do that on Friday. And from what I understand of the rumor mill is that it's going to be terribly painful and not a joy.
Okay. Looking forward to it, are you?
Oh, yeah. It's, the parts that I've heard about are really depressing, and I'm not sure. I've actually heard that most people walk out after the first act is over.
Okay. Well, we're not going to end with that one, so I'll tell you about the first play I ever saw in New York City, which was an off-Broadway show called Vampire Lesbians of Sodom.
I'm beginning to see a theme here resonating in your choice of drama.
Yes. Have you?
Oh, yes. Well,
Just now?
Oh, no, not just now, but I saw Seinfeld, the musical version of Seinfeld.
Oh, all right.
With my wife's best friend's son playing Kramer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's tall, he's thin, he's got, when he lets his hair grow curly, it goes out. I mean, he's the embodiment of Kramer, so he fit the role perfectly.
Well, good. All right. So you have seen something a little more joyous than what you're going to see coming up.
Yes, absolutely.
So do tell us the title, though, of this torture you're going to...
The show is called Parade, believe it or not.
Okay. There was a parade. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Never mind. I thought I confused it with something else. But
yeah, so did I. Honestly, when I heard the title, I thought I'd seen it before, or I thought it was a musical from the 60s,
Right.
But it's something about Nazi death camps, so I'm not sure that it's quite the kind of thing we'd anticipate.
Okay. Don't go to the concession stand. Oh, wow. Okay, that took a turn. So,
well, nobody expects the unexpected, right?
No.
Or
no.
The
well,
Spanish Inquisition.
Again, we're going to just keep tangenting off of previous things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie that was made by Jerry Lewis that was so bad, he refused to have it released.
Right.
It was called... I think it was called The Day the Clown Cried.
Okay.
And it was a Nazi death camp thing where when the children were going to their death, they would be brought there by a clown. That's my understanding of... And Jerry Lewis played the clown.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
I think its intention, and again, because it's never been seen by anybody...
Oh, really? Okay.
Nobody knows exactly what it is. I've heard that X amount of years after his death, he agreed to let it be released, and I don't know if and when that day has come and if and when it has been released. But years and years ago, there was an Academy Award-winning movie called Life is Beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it was about the Nazi concentration camps, and it was a little... I'm actually, having not seen it, it's hard for me to tell you the plot, but from what I've seen in the clips, I believe that Jerry Lewis's intention must have been to do something like Life is Beautiful, but he missed the mark, and it turned into something horrible. So that's one that I really hope comes out and is available to be seen. at the theater on IMAX.
Right, there you go. There you go. Well, one of the things I don't think that we've ever spoken about to our audience here on the podcast is the fact that you in particular are an aficionado, if you will, of movies. You have a friend in Poland, I believe.
Yep.
That the two of you have shared many hours discussing different films. And
Yes.
you encourage each other to watch a film, and then you get together once a week and review your feelings about the film. And so
Yes.
you've seen hundreds of different films in all kinds of different genres.
Right. And I will say they lean more towards The Day the Clown Cried than they do Life is Beautiful.
Right.
So we are not watching the pinnacle of cinema.
Right.
We are watching some wow.
Right. Well, when I came to Chicago a couple weeks ago, you and I were able to watch a film together, and we watched How I Became a Superhero, I believe was the name of the title.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that was a really good film. I mean,
It was surprisingly good.
I didn't know it was out there, and I'm glad that I watched it. It was kind of a half-hearted shake way before The Boys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But very good film. Very good film.
Absolutely. That was a pleasant surprise. So if you run across a movie called How I Became a Superhero, check it out. Horrible title. It doesn't do it justice. But
that's absolutely true.
So then we moved on to the comic book A Spoon Too Short, where we got to learn about the repressed sexuality of Arvin David.
Yes, the poor man. Maybe we'll meet him one day, and
I could see him showing up at one of these conventions. I could absolutely see him. I honestly don't know what I would say to him, except he is responsible for the TV show.
Oh, right.
So he is a writer, producer, or whatever of the TV show, so he can do good work. But some of the comic book stuff and the version that we'll get to later of the Salmon of Doubt, which was kind of his TV show in a comic book form, he misses the mark because the TV show was so much better.
Right.
So what else happened in A Spoon Too Short?
Well, we started off not understanding what the title meant.
Yes, that's right.
And of course, it's clearly about the little tiny spoon you get when you, well, in his case, it was a cup of yogurt, but in our case, probably similar to our little bitty Dixie cup of ice cream that we used to get when we were kids with the wooden spoon.
But having seen where he took it, I'm going to say it is the metaphor for frustration.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, our man, Madluck, probably did not have a short spoon, but...
I believe they specifically said that he did not.
So, for poor Dirk, his spoon may in fact be too short.
Yes. So after that, we did a conglomeration of whatever the hell we wanted to talk about.
Yes,
which is
we
kind
did.
of part one of this.
Yep.
And that's where we talked about our conventions and some of the things that we have seen. We talked mostly about going to Fan Expo Philadelphia, where we met a couple of tremendous artists, Mel and Bobby, and talked about the commissions that we got. And since then, we hit another convention when you came out here. This one was really small, and I've still not gotten the cards yet. I'm still waiting to get the cards. It's been a couple weeks, but...
Well, they do tend to take their time, which I tend to appreciate. You know, if I'm sure you're eager to see the results, but...
I don't want him to rush his inspiration. I want him to just think about it and create it, not just bang them out.
Right.
The last email correspondence I had with him, he said that he had a couple of other things he was working on that he had deadlines for that he had to make sure he got done, and he'd get probably some kind of idea to me by next week. So he kicked the can down the road.
Well, even when I got Bobby Breed's stuff, I mean, we were at that convention in May? Is that right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he told me right off that he thought it would be June or July before I would get the finished work. So,
right.
It takes some time on some of those projects.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I appreciate it, and I understand. And I wasn't bothering him, but I have lost things down the cracks of the sidewalk that I wish I hadn't. And, then you feel bad. You're like, oh, that's right. I did tell you that I was going to make this.
Right. Oh, trust me, I know that one.
like a pig cutting board.
Oh, yes. Well, in my defense, it's 90% complete. Well, what's funny about that? I was just looking at that because it's literally in the middle of my workshop.
Okay.
And, well, we've talked about this too. I'm trying to make sure that when I put my workshop together that I not that I'm not going to redo it a dozen times, but at least this first time, I'd like to make sure I do it properly. Mm-hmm. So my biggest problem at the moment, being that I'm a cheapskate sometimes,
okay,
is that my router table needs to be, I've got 2 3/4 of a reason
okay,
to replace it with a brand new one. And the advantage of having the new one is the router lift and the adjustability of the router to the top of the table and that kind of thing is when you get a nice one, you can make that lift or that router come up just enough so that you can get the right cut.
Okay.
And it's the tool that I need next in your project. So it's literally sitting on the broken router table saying, why aren't you spending some money, you cheap bastard? Get yourself a new router table and finish this project.
So the router table is broken.
Yes.
It's not just that it's not good enough or as good as it could be. It's literally unusable.
Well, no. Broken, yes. Totally unusable? No. I can use duct tape and glue. I could put it back together, but I still need the new one.
But when you're doing woodworking, especially fine routering, one little slip and you're starting from scratch.
Absolutely.
So I understand that it's broken. Yes, you can use tape and screws or whatever.
And it's 1.5 inches too tall. Because everything in my workshop, the top surface needs to be 35 inches. So I'm trying to make everything at 35 inches. And the router table's at 36.5. So I can't figure out how to keep casters on the bottom and the table where I need it, because it has to be able to be moved out of the way when I'm working with large formats of wood.
Oh, right.
There's always a second piece to the puzzle that kind of holds me up,
Is the new one you're going to get 35 inches?
Well, the new one, I'm not sure what the height will be, but then I will have to customize the base to make sure that it is exactly that with casters.
Okay, yes. You'll be picking that up next week?
So there's my long story as to why I didn't bring the pig with me when I came to Chicago the last time. I had anticipated bringing it, but the shop is not in its functional state right now.
I believe with a steady hand and some wood chisel types of things, you could round a corner.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Router's unnecessary.
My alternate plan was hot glue and the template. So the hot glue guns and the template are sitting on the same table as the pig.
Oh, so to stop the pig from moving, you were going to hot glue it? No.
So, but again, there's certain challenges with that approach that a router table would make easier.
Right. Did we get a third reason yet?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, you know me. It's never a matter of money. I'm not just a cheapskate.
Right. Well, I have that same kind of issue too. And one of the things that my friend Chris, who's my broker or my advisor or whatever you want to call, says to me all the time is, you have worked and saved your entire life for the ability to do this. So do this. It is not a loss. It is not a failure to take money out of your retirement account because you're retired.
Right, exactly. Well, and the sad part is, and I do admit it's there is a matter of timing, but that's probably a matter of I don't know, confusion or whatever. But I sold my car, my Camaro.
Yes.
So that I could have money for my workshop. And that money is just sitting in an envelope up in a drawer upstairs, waiting to be spent. For just such an occasion. I keep my feathers numbered.
It sounds like a fourth reason.
I know. Isn't it terrible? Oh. Did it pull it back around here?
Oh,
We've
yeah.
gone so far afield.
No, that's what this episode is for.
Absolutely.
So that brings us up to what we're currently in, which is we have done the first 6 issues of the Salmon of Doubt comic book from the Dirk Gently series.
Right. And I think we've said it a number of times during the review of these particular issues. I truly think the art style has increased tremendously.
Yes.
On these versions of the comic book. Even though we had similar creators in the previous comic book, there's a higher level of art style in the ones we're reviewing now. Yes.
I don't know for a fact, but these look like they were intentionally done and planned to be done, where I think the Hitchhikers ones were, hey, we should get this out. And they just got it done.
Right, exactly. And I think you've hit on a really important point too. The current storyline, having intersected with the television show, has a great deal more reference material to work with.
Yes.
The actors, the way they look, the way they respond to certain things, all of that had to have played some role in the way that these books got written and drawn.
So because we've done the first 6, there are only 3 left, and that can be wrapped up in a single month, doing 3 episodes a month like we've been doing.
Well, it's going to be an interesting time for us in the next couple of months, wrapping up comic books. Boy, I think we're going to be a little up in the air, aren't we?
I think you're trying to set me up to say something, but I don't know what you mean.
Well, let me try something else.
What was I supposed to do?
I have no idea.
When you think back on how you said that, isn't it sounding like I was supposed to have a reference I was supposed to grab onto?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe you have an idea, but we don't have an idea, so let's try something else. So, another year has gone by.
Another year.
Do you believe it?
I know. I can't.
I know, it's absolutely amazing. As we've said many times before, we had no idea when we started this little pet project that we would have enough material to keep us going for such a long time. But the diversity and charm of the man that we idolize is not easy to wrap up in a single day.
Definitely not.
So, Jeff, what's next?
Well, Brian, I do know what's next. So in November, the first month of season 5, we are going to wrap up in 3 different weeks the last of the Dirk Gently Holistic Detective Agency, the Salmon of Doubt comic book.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fantastic. And who knows? Who knows what's coming?
Yes.
The shadow knows, right?
That's right. The shadow does know. But because this has been, I think, a shorter than normal episode, and we've been talking so much about all of the music that we've been having so much fun with.
Right.
One of the first things I did on that site was I wanted to create what I considered Fenchurch's song.
Right.
So I think that it was way too long to do as a theme song because I didn't want people to have to sit and listen to, 2.5 minutes of a song before getting to, hey, Brian, what's this? So they can cut out whenever they want, but I think we're going to exit this episode with Fenchurch's song.
I was sitting on my own in a small cafe when I suddenly realized what it was that had been going wrong all this time. I finally knew how the world could be made into a good and happy place. I thought this, and everybody thought I was crazy. I thought this, and I no longer remember what it means. Before I could get to a phone to tell anybody there was a catastrophe, my world was gone along with my revelation. My family is upset. They had me committed. No matter what I say, they believe I think I am a hedgehog. I thought this, and everybody thought I was crazy. I thought this, and I no longer remember what it means. I thought this, and everybody thought I was crazy. I thought this, and I no longer remember what it means. I thought this, and everybody thought I was crazy. I thought this, and I no longer remember what it means.
Thank you for listening to this. A new episode is released on the first Thursday of every month. Visit our website at digitalwatchesareaprettyneatidea.buzzsprout.com. While there, you can find links to all of my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy inspired t-shirt designs. You can contact us via email at digitalwatchespodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook at Digital Watches Are a Pretty Neat Idea. You can message us on Twitter, or should I say X, at Watches Idea, and our Instagram is Watches Idea Podcast.
This has been a Froods for Thought production, darling. This has been a Froods for Thought production, darling. This has been a Froods for Thought production, darling. This has been a Froods for Thought production, darling. This has been a Froods for Thought production, darling.